PS Plus free play 100% challenge. Bloodborne. Now, I've only had the game since Tuesday, and I feel like I underestimated what I was walking into here. Never played the game before, and I was totally unprepared for what this game actually was. Now, this is going to be an update of what I've done this week. It has only been a couple of days, and I am doing other things while I'm doing this. Next week, I'm hoping to only really do one video every Saturday, rather than just kind of scatter them around like I did last month. That was a bit all over the place. Trying to streamline it. One update a week. And honestly, there's not a lot to update. I have spent most of this week learning pretty much how the game works. Now, I am solely going for an offline experience. This could change as the month progresses, but I really just want to try and see how far I can get purely offline. And that includes pulling people in just for the boss battles, even though they're insane. But we'll see. Like I said, that could change depending on how difficult it genuinely becomes. Now, from the end of the last video, I have managed to get to this point, and I was here for quite some time. There's a burning werewolf just down those stairs. There's a burning werewolf up there, and I got stuck here for quite some time. I'm gonna be honest. There's so many of these enemies, considering I didn't really understand kind of the fighting, the buttons, the bits and pieces. I get to the grips. You'll see here, there's a few of them, but you know, I take them down, not losing too much. Get me blood echoes back, which took me a while to work out what that meant, but very simple actually. And the problem that I had was just the sheer quantity of people. It literally took me forever to get past this one section, and this is the closest I got before I actually made it. I found this game consists largely of luring enemies away, scoping them, seeing who you can take out when, and not pushing the wrong button as well. That helps. Now at this point, I wasn't able to level up. I wasn't really getting any money back to buy anything, and there wasn't really anything there to buy. Not really. It's just right at the beginning of the game, really. Is he coming up? Yeah, he comes up. I did this so many times, I can't fully remember exactly what point this is. The one thing I do like is the fact that you get your life back if you attack them quick enough. I like that. That does come in handy quite a few times. The thing I don't like really is the gun, just because I haven't really found a use for it. It doesn't hurt. Because, I mean, obviously there was a choice of a shot, of like the blunderbuss or the regular gun, and I went for the blunderbuss because I felt that was a better idea. Probably was a mistake. It feels like it just kind of aggroes them. I understand that if I can hit them when they're just about to hit me, it will stagger them. I'm not that good, and I haven't been able to do that properly yet at all. So you see, the problem I was having with those guys were the guns, because it took me a while to realise where the guns were coming from, and then I realised you need to take them out, and it really helps. Okay, the shield guys aren't that bad. And then I'm looking at the exit. Now, you see, I now know, realistically, there are guys coming up the stairs. Oh, he set me on fire. See, it's all about dealing with individuals rather than hordes, really. Especially if you're doing it this way. If you're not doing it multiplayer. This is similar in my mind for anyone who has played Xenoblade. There are just so many enemies in one location. You spend a lot of time kind of drawing enemies away and killing them all individually. See a nice little change to the longer weapon. Nice couple of misses. Always great. And there you go. There you go. Now I can just leave. Just leave. Just go. I should have just left. I should just go through that gate, find my way round, maybe find an exit or something. But no, I went back. I went back. Thought I'd admire the thing. I wanted to see what they were burning. At that point I hadn't seen it. And the wolf attacked me. Didn't know he was down there. Took quite a lot of life out of me. I then noticed that there's now 2 people shooting at me. I don't heal. I hide for a little bit. And then I think, oh no, I'll serpentine. Serpentine. They can't get me, surely. Not both of them. Not both of them. Nope, but one full in the face can. And then the other one just has to clip me. And you have no idea how frustrating that was. I pretty much clear that area the next time round. And I come up against Mr. Bash the Gate. It's surprising how one point is so much more difficult than the rest of the level. Like this. Throw a Molotov. He's already half dead. Then I do a full swing, and there you go. That was surprisingly easy, considering exactly what was happening there. Pressed the wrong button and threw a stone there. You would be surprised at how many times I have thrown a Molotov rather than attacking because I pushed the wrong button. But it happens quite a lot. Now, this was at a point where I got a little bit frustrated because I managed to get round and through, and I actually had some money when I came back for the first time. So I spent the money on the new outfit and I got the full suit. This was the new gate I opened from the spawn location. And I discovered that when you come this way, it brings you up here. Now, I didn't go down here until I was recording because you can tell there's something here. There is something going on. And here he comes. This is the first boss. It's an optional boss. It's just here. Now, being honest, this is the first time I faced him, because obviously he's just appeared, and I've got one insight now. This is the best I've done against him this week. It's just got worse for me. It's just so hard. The problem I'm finding with this specific boss is getting around him. I just can't seem to get out of his way. Every time I try, every single time I try to get out of his way, he just destroys me. even now, I've got a fair decent upgrades now, and when I say fairly decent, for me they're fairly decent. And I just simply I'm not able to really do any more than this. I mean, like I said before, this damage I'm doing here is the most damage I've actually done to him in any of these battles. Glitch out of his hand there, always nice to see. I think, yep. Big swipe. Now I'm on the floor, I'm probably going to die. Yep, there we go. Like I've said, I've beaten him. I haven't beaten him at all. I've faced him a couple more times. I cannot get him lower than that. That is really frustrating. Now, if I go past that bridge, if I ignore him and go past the bridge, I come to this cathedral. And I found this lady here. So the first woman I found isn't attacking me. So I thought I would record this.
A hunter, are you?
And it turned out to be
And an outsider.
the crow lady.
What a mess you've been caught up in. And tonight of all nights. Here, to welcome the new hunter.
The bold hunter's mark.
Prepare yourself for the worst. There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now.
So I have a look at what it is. That's great. And yeah, essentially it takes me back to my spawn point with all my money. That has come in handy a couple of times to help me get to the point that I'm at now. Now, obviously, I've been through this big church, this big cathedral, and I'm being honest. There are some enemies that are really tough in this still for me. The majority of the enemies, I kind of know how I need to beat them now, and how not to beat them. What I need to do, kind of, to not get hit, etc. For the most point, yeah, there are only really two enemies that are giving me problems, and the bosses. But the main enemy that I'm having problems with are the werewolves. Right on the bridge, there are two, and they are really painful. I just can't seem to beat them both. The other kind of enemy that I just cannot beat is this one here. He seems to have a reach which is insane. That needle he has is so painful and just got such a blitz attack. There you go. Killed me. And I find he seems to do that every time I face him. It's insane. I cannot beat him. I then come here. I'm in the sewers. I've just reached what I think is probably the end of the sewer. And there's a massive thing down the end there. So I think, okay, let's try and see what this is. Okay. Let's throw a Molotov, probably, because that looks like a massive pig. It is a massive pig. Look at it. Let's cook it. It's actually not that bad, I'm going to say. 2 Molotovs killed it. I probably could have just fought it myself, but I don't need to, so. But that was fun. I do like the pig there, and it was guarding a few bits and pieces. The badge, which is great because it allows me to get some extra weapons. But honestly, I'm just so used to the axe that that's really the weapon I want to use. And I got myself my first throwing knife, which is lovely. The problem I have... well, it's not a problem. The interesting thing that I would like to know, and I don't want to... I could risk it. But down this corridor there is a hole that I can't see the bottom in. And I am interested in a way to know if there is anything down that hole. I might try it and see, and film it and show you in the next video. Now this is the main boss for this level, I believe, because I've been pretty much... at this point, I've been everywhere now. Still not fully to grips with everything, but I've got a much better understanding of how I'm supposed to play this game. And yeah, this is basically what I believe. This is probably the last boss, the main boss of this area. We'll just take this in for a moment.
Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later.
Okay, so this is Father Gascoigne. Now, compared to the other boss, he's not too bad. Wow. Now, this is pretty much the point that I am at in the game. I've mostly beaten everyone and been everywhere that I can go. I now need to beat him and or the other thing. Those are really my two options. That's what I need to do, one or the other. Probably both, realistically. Now, as far as the achievements go, because that's the challenge I'm doing, the achievements are largely based on beating the bosses. That's the majority of the achievements. So the fact that, you know, I found 2 and I haven't beat Evie yet isn't great for the achievements this week. I mean, you can see, you know, he's knocking me around, but I'm putting up a much better fight than I did with the other guy. And I feel like he probably kills me here. Oh, no, still going. Yep, there we go. But you see, I put up a decent fight. Now this is the best run I've had so far against him. And again, it kind of feels with this that this is how the game essentially works. What you need to do is you need to just keep trying and trying and trying until you find something that works, and then you just keep doing it until eventually you get what you need to do. It's not easy. It's really not easy. But I've essentially found that while he's in his first or second phase, just swinging the long axe is a fantastic weapon. I am pretty much able to... There you go, that's his second phase. He pulls his long axe out and we wave our long axes at each other. And I can pretty much get him down to the 3rd stage without taking hardly any hits. Or I can dodge long enough to actually get my life back up. This is where I struggle. the moment he becomes this beast, there you go, I threw a Molotov away from me just because he's just too quick for me. I have discovered a music box that staggers him, but he only staggers once. And I threw like 5 Molotovs at him. But you see, that is the best I've done. Right, now this is where I'm at. This is the point at which I am at in the game physically. Okay, now I've got my gun and my blunderbuss and my axe. I also have a torch. I hardly ever use the gun. It just doesn't seem to do enough for me. I also have that, which can be extended. I can buy the other version of that, and I can buy the cane, and I can buy the handgun. But I haven't bothered. Now, I have gone up 6 levels. And I've mainly been collecting money or blood and then coming back just to level up. And that has helped dramatically. There were some enemies that took 3.5 hits to kill them. Now take 2. So they're big differences. I've increased quite a few things, and that's really, really nice. You see, I've got a bunch of different items. See, there's the music box. See, it's got Gascoigne. It's got his name in the box to tell you that it's something to do with him. That took me a little bit of time to gather that. But don't mind me. And I've got the bell, but I don't want to use it. I've got 2 shards, which are no good to me now, because I need at least 3 for the things that I've got. There's the badge, which is great. There's my saw spear, and you see I've upped my hammer axe by 2, so that is now +2. That has come in very handy, and it is quite a powerful axe now. My blunderbuss and my torch. And that's pretty much where I'm at now. I do have the hunter's outfits, but they're so weak compared to the Arnhem, that I'm just going to stick with the Arnhem stuff. It just such more positive. Yeah, and that is where I am now. I am so close to being the priest. He has just 1 form left to beat. That frankly, I'm so close. But as you can see, no achievements. So it's going to be a little while, I think, before I get one. But that's fine. That's fine. It's the same with the last month. I got like 70% of my achievements in the last week, because it's just about really building up, getting sorted, getting the ability to know what it is you're doing. And you know, that's what I've done. That's what I did, and I really do feel like I am so close to beating the priest boss. And then I might go back and give the other one a try, perhaps, and just see. And then yeah, that is my update for the first week in my 100% challenge. It's all positive, but with nothing actually happening. So, thank you very much for watching this, and hopefully next week I will be here with some achievements. We're going for 1 at least.